problem the city wanted to address was tackling the number of frauds that we were seeing in our community. Over the last 5 years, frauds were in the top 3 reported crimes in our community. It's not just taking a fraud report, these require extensive amount of investigation, tie up officers, and the amounts that victims see in terms of losses can be quite substantial. Most people at some point in their lives are the victim of a fraud or an identity theft attempt, or someone successfully using a clone card, a stolen check in their name. So we have a lot of victims in the community. The ordinance has 2 different components to it. First of all, it does not allow any loadable gift card purchases to be made at a self-checkout. They have to go through a normal checkout with a person. And anyone who is purchasing either a Visa, MasterCard, or American Express gift card and is doing so with a credit card must show photo identification, and the name must match that on the credit card.
I think that goes a long way of connecting the whole transaction to the person. Certainly a fraudster would probably not want to be shown his ID, correct? And that's kind of the tell there from that. I did know the Retailers Association of Minnesota came to our meetings, and they had concerns, they had questions.
We knew going into this was not going to be popular with a lot of the retailers, and it wasn't. And we knew we were going to have to take our time, get their input, and if we were going to do something that hadn't been done before, we were going to have to make sure we had a lot of their buy-in before we brought it before the city council. So we started this process well over a year before we ever brought it before the city council. And our ordinance, through that engagement, with all 34 businesses that were impacted, were invited to be a part of the process. And the feedback we got from managers, from retail, or loss prevention associates was fantastic. And their anecdotal comments showed that it was working as well.
Sometimes results in local government are hard to measure sometimes, but this certainly was measurable. And in the year after the adoption of this ordinance, our caseload dropped to 1. That's now measurable. And I think we've closed the loop on this issue here locally, which is great. And I couldn't have been prouder of our department, our council for taking these steps to make everybody safer from that fraudulent activity.
We've sent out at least 24 copies of this ordinance just in Minnesota, and recently nationally we've had a few departments outstate ask us for a copy of this too. They've asked us for our data to show that it was successful, and I'm hoping that post-COVID, when the economy and retail is where it was pre-COVID, I anticipate a lot more cities hopefully adopting this ordinance.